Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. I'm Scott Martin in for Eric Crosswhite. It is, did I already say it's 5 o'clock? I think I did.
It's okay. It's early for you, Scott.
It is.
Welcome back to the morning show.
Hey, it's always good to be here. It's always fun.
Oh, poor Moose. He probably was like, Daddy, where are you going?
Listen, what's funny is so when my alarm goes off, anytime I have an Alexa and anytime the alarm goes off, he gets up. Like, I mean, he knows it's time to get up once that alarm goes off. And he had the Zoomies this morning, so he's probably confused, but, you know, he's still usually asleep at this time.
Well, he's almost 6 months now, isn't he?
Almost.
I remember when I first brought him at Christmas, he was just this little baby. And now he's like supposed to get to what, 20?
About 20 pounds. And now I did leave my TV on for him at home. So Moose, if you're watching, take a nap. Anyway, so.
Oh, pets are a joy. I'm sure he's helping you get through this time.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's a good little quarantine buddy, for sure. This morning, though, it's pretty foggy out there. It was, you know, you had to slow down. I had to slow down this morning driving in, and I don't even live that far, but it's pretty foggy out there.
I know. I also live in Columbus, too, and, like, it was kind of like one of those mornings you really had to slow down, Scott, because it's, like, it's misty out there. It's just like, ugh.
I actually saw some people go in the opposite direction. That they had their hazard lights on, you know, just kind of warn people, you know, they are on the road, so be sure to turn your lights on if you're having to get out and drive to work this morning.
Yeah, definitely slow down and allow some extra time to travel this morning if you're an essential worker or if you do need to head out maybe to the grocery store later on this morning, as we are dealing with the fog right outside the WCBI studios this morning on our Alpha Insurance Skycam. We've been watching the low cloud cover and the fog form this morning. I am expecting it to burn off heading into the late morning hours, but we are dealing with those low visibilities out there with some spots near 1 mile over North Mississippi and West Alabama this morning. As of right now, no dense fog advisories have been put into effect, but of course I am watching that. It's also very mild this morning, already in the middle to upper 60s, lower 70s out there. Temperatures will be climbing up today to the middle 80s for highs as we're going to get a breezy southwest wind picking up. We're also watching a system that's going to be coming in from the north that's going to be bringing us additional chances of showers and thunderstorms. So we have one cold front this morning just to our north. We have a second cold front moving into the northern plains. This is what's going to be pushing through during the overnight hours and bringing us additional chances for those showers and thunderstorms. But for today, especially in our far southern counties, you could see some scattered showers and thunderstorms during the afternoon. Most of us will see partly sunny skies, breezy, warm conditions today. Overnight tonight, we'll see those storms move in after midnight. Some of them can be on the strong side as we're watching for a mostly level 2, while our far northern counties near the Tennessee-Mississippi line are under a level 3 for some hail and some winds and some stronger to severe storms. We'll be watching this closely. I'll have the latest coming up in just a few minutes. Scott.
The results of yesterday's Wisconsin primary between Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden won't be released until Monday, so absentee ballots can be counted. But many were upset the election happened at all. Voters had a tough time maintaining social distancing while trying to cast their ballots. Meantime, the number of dead in New York passed a grim milestone, but officials there say social distancing is working. CBS's Riley Carlson has more.
Voters faced hours-long lines in the Wisconsin primary yesterday.
I have food, I have water, I have a lawn chair, I have a mask.
But many were outraged it wasn't delayed due to the coronavirus.
I don't think people should be voting today. People dying.
Republicans blocked efforts to extend absentee voting or postpone the election.
You can call it a perfect storm, but this is by design. This is not an accident.
President Trump claims Democrats only wanted the changes after he endorsed a candidate in a statewide race.
And now they talk about, oh, safety, safety.
So many poll workers refused to work that members of the National Guard were deployed to staff polling sites.
It should have been all mail ballots in. It should have been moved in the way that 5 other states have done it.
The national death toll continues to climb, and the number of New Yorkers who have died from COVID-19 has eclipsed the number killed on 9/11.
Behind every one of those numbers is an individual, is a family, is a mother, is a father, is a sister, is a brother.
Governor Andrew Cuomo noted the rate of hospitalizations is slowing, suggesting social distancing is working.
We'll get through it, and over time it just will be normal to us.
In some areas of the country, a disproportionately high percentage of victims are African American.
It's a scar
on the healthcare society that we have here in America.
Overseas, at the origin of the coronavirus outbreak, the Chinese city of Wuhan reopened after 2.5 months on lockdown.
The Chinese authorities say they will continue to monitor its 11 million residents for signs of another outbreak. As the COVID-19 pandemic continues, research and our understanding of the virus is increasing. But of course, there are still many questions that remain about how exactly it's affecting us. Courtney Ann Jackson learns more about the impact of this virus and who's being hit the hardest.
The Mississippi Department of Health is listing data like the ages and gender of those who've tested positive for COVID-19 on their website. But the state epidemiologist says we're learning more as more cases mean more data to analyze.
Right now, we're looking at about 50%, maybe a little bit more, of cases occurring in African Americans. We're also seeing more than 50% of the deaths occurring in African Americans. This is troubling, obviously.
The obvious follow-up question to that is the question of why.
In those deaths, there's a higher rate of underlying chronic medical problems. This is not surprising. We knew that those individuals who are most impacted and have a higher risk of death and complications are those individuals with chronic underlying problems.
Mississippi isn't alone in these type statistics. Our neighbors in Louisiana are reporting more than 70% of those who've died from the virus there are African American. So I asked, are there additional resources in Mississippi that may be directed to certain communities or counties?
Well, certainly testing needs to occur, and we'll have those discussions to make sure that we have testing available. We need to be able to identify those cases.
We are encouraging leaders in the African American community, but leaders across our state to also step up and communicate to either, if you're an elected leader, to your constituents, if you're a pastor, to your parishioners. Let's communicate and talk about the dangers that exist out there. And there are dangers to anyone that has chronic medical conditions.
Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
The state epidemiologist tells us the health department does plan to add some of the data about the racial disparities to its website. It's been 5 days since a statewide shelter-in-place order went into effect here in Mississippi, and since then, counties all across North Mississippi have been following the governor's lead by issuing their own curfews. Winston County has issued a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. with violators facing up to $500 in fines. Sheriff Jason Pugh says that during this time, officers will not be targeting every car they see on the road. Instead, they'll be looking for large gatherings of people and anyone with suspicious behavior.
What we won't tolerate is people that are out stalking our businesses that are already suffering because they're not open. We're watching our local businesses, we're watching our local residences. The intention is to protect our citizens. If you have to be at work, if you have things you have to do, we are making those exceptions for legitimate reasons.
The county is also issuing a curfew from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Violators could face up to $500 in fines. After passing a resolution ordering child care facilities to close, Columbus City leaders are now reversing that decision. The City Council says Governor Tate Reeves' executive order deems daycares to be essential, giving them the right to stay open. That order supersedes the Council's previous resolution, meaning daycare centers here in Columbus, they now have the option to open their doors if they choose to. However, there are a few restrictions. The centers must wash the children's hands regularly, take precautions to prevent kids from touching their nose, hands, and their mouth, and also limit children from going into multiple rooms. That's just to name a few of those restrictions. If caught violating the conditions, the centers can be fined $1,000 or spend up to 90 days in jail. Restrictions on area businesses are constricting city budgets, and salaries and services, they're feeling the pinch. Starkville decided to delay employee pay raises that were to start this month until June 18th. The city also agreed on a 60-day hiring freeze. Now, the director of the Parks and Recreation and water treatment operator positions, those will be exempt from the freeze. The board also agreed on a suspension of travel and equipment purchases for the next 60 days. Existing projects, those would be exempt. Paid administrative leave for city staff will continue until April 21st. Mayor Lynn Spruill feels that these are just a few measures that the city can take to help soften the economic blow.
As it stands right now, our revenue source is dropping dramatically. And those are some of the things, while I won't say they're easy, they are some of the low-hanging fruit of things that we can keep from having our costs go up, which is what a pay raise would do. So trying to take costs down and keep them from going up was the effort I was trying to get at with my 3 proposals this evening that the board were in agreement with.
The city is also going to enforce its curfew that is from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. In other news this morning, a West Point woman accused of killing her father-in-law pleads guilty to murder. Latoya Brownlee entered the plea yesterday morning in Clay County Circuit Court. A 2017 Thanksgiving Day fire killed William Brownlee Sr. Latoya was arrested several weeks later and initially charged with capital murder. She was sentenced to life in prison. Winston County investigators are asking for help finding a stolen car. Deputies say that an ocean blue 2012 Nissan Altima, similar to the one on your screen here, was stolen from West Front Street. That's in Noxapater. A license plate number, you can see it also on your screen. Tools and cables, they were stolen from a Noxapater telephone company truck as well, just across the street. Investigators believe that the thefts are connected and happened late Saturday night or early Sunday morning. If you have any information, a $500 reward is being offered by the Winston County Crime Stoppers. A childhood friend of Elvis Presley and historian at the singer's birthplace and museum has passed away. Guy Harris grew up with Elvis in East Tupelo and stayed in contact with the singer after he became a worldwide superstar. Harris was the historian at the Elvis Presley birthplace and museum, where he would share his memories of his boyhood friend with friends from around the world. The lifelong Tupelo resident was a regular at the annual Tupelo Elvis Festival. Harris was honored by the city of Tupelo in 2018 for his work promoting Elvis's legacy for tourists. Guy Harris was 81 years old. All right, time now 5:11. There's still much more news to come right here on WCBI Sunrise. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. Residents in Monroe County are one step closer to getting high-speed internet. Our Allie Martin tells us how a partnership between the Electric Power Association and a company that will help customers bridge the digital divide.
The agreement between the Monroe County Electric Power Association and Kansas City-based Connexon will provide broadband services to nearly 11,000 customers. Connexon will provide services such as network design and engineering, construction management, and customer support for the broadband service. It is a big step in an expensive undertaking.
You know, this is a $30 million project, and we want to make sure it's designed correctly.
Barry Rowland is general manager of MCEPA, which was the first electric co-op in the country. The electric co-op will form a subsidiary called Impulse Fiber, which will handle day-to-day operations of the broadband service. On Monday, Osmos, a Georgia-based company, will begin preliminary engineering work for the fiber network.
What they're going to be doing, you may see them come to your home or on the side of the roads looking at poles, but they will go to every single pole. They will check clearances, they will do permits, crossings, where it be railroad, waterway, state highways.
It is a long process, but Rowland says he has heard from many customers who are eager to connect to a world-class broadband network.
With the schools, the situations we're dealing with, we've actually allowed a Wi-Fi access in our parking lot here. And one of our members, she thanked me because they come here and they watch their church service. And so, you know, I think it's going to be great for the whole communities that we serve.
MCEPA will start construction on the network by the fall or winter. The first customers could be online by early next year. In Monroe County, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
It'll take about 4 years to build the entire network for all customers in the Monroe County Electric Power Association. And Mississippi State University is providing students with a pass-fail option for grades this semester. You know, COVID-19 has moved all classes online. Now, this new grading option is in response to the virus. Faculty will enter A through F letter grades by 10 a.m. on May 4th. As normal, undergraduate students can accept that letter grade or choose the pass-fail option. Now, here is that option. S stands for satisfactory. That'll be given to letter grades A, B, and C. P for passing will be given for letter grade D. Also, a U for unsatisfactory. That would be for the letter grade F.
We cannot allow the COVID-19 crisis to torpedo the academic progress of our students who are dealing with the interruption of their semesters through no fault of their own. They deserve informed choices about their grades. This new policy provides just that.
Students have until 10 a.m. on May 7th to make a decision. SP or U will be on the transcript, but will not be calculated in the grade point average on the transcript. Graduate school rules are different. All right, 5:17. Stay with us. Vanessa has your full forecast when we come back.
WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Vanessa Alonso.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on Sunrise. The time now is 5:20. We are waking up this morning to fog and mist forming, and we have been seeing it on our Alpha Insurance Skycam network this morning. You can definitely see that low cloud cover and the mist in downtown Columbus, right outside the WCBI studios. Downtown Tupelo as well, Louisville, Mississippi, and our Durance Pharmacy camera in Vernon, Alabama. The lights are definitely showing that throughout the night sky this morning. The sun, of course, will be rising within the next hour or so, so we'll definitely have a much better picture once we get some daylight in. But our satellite has been picking up the low clouds and the patchy fog throughout the overnight hours and into this morning. Visibilities have been less than a mile or near zero in some spots. So if you're an essential employee who needs to head out to work this morning, or if you need to head out maybe to the grocery store later on this morning when they open, just slow down, allow some extra travel time if you do encounter those low visibility levels. Right now, temperatures have been very mild this morning, in the middle to upper 60s to lower 70s, and I'm expecting those temperatures to continue to warm up throughout the day. But we're watching two cold fronts. One is going to move to our north, so it's not really going to be affecting us. It's this cold front moving into the northern plains. This is going to be pushing through during the overnight hours into our Thursday morning. That will be bringing us those better chances of showers and thunderstorms. We're expecting in our southern counties to see a few scattered showers and storms during the afternoon. Most of us will be dealing with a mix of sun and clouds today, but that breezy southwest wind is what's going to help those temperatures climb up to the lower to middle 80s overall. I'm going for a high of 84 for both Tupelo and Columbus, middle 80s over most of North Mississippi and West Alabama. So here's the breakdown of everything in your hour-by-hour forecast. As I advance this into near midday, you can see that first cold front just missing us just to the north. Just going to see some clouds again, just maybe some scattered showers and thunderstorms for our central and southern counties. Some of these could have some gusty winds and some heavy downpours, but we're expecting this cold front, the second one, to push in through Missouri and Illinois later on tonight, and it's going to continue to sink south, and it's going to bring some strong to severe storms to parts of the Ohio and Tennessee Valley region. It's just going to skirt our far northern counties right after midnight. We're going to be watching this line very closely as it pushes through early tomorrow morning. The cold front will sink south by midday, and we're going to see some cooler, drier air move in as we go from the middle 80s today to the lower 70s for your Thursday. Friday, Saturday looking pretty decent, cooler, and then we're going to watch Easter Sunday for our next chances of showers and thunderstorms. Scott?
All right, Vanessa, thanks so much. Coming up after the break, how your extra time at home is benefiting certain companies. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. With millions of Americans staying home these days, an old favorite has become a popular pastime, but it can be hard to get your hands on one. Nancy Chen tells us about the run on jigsaw puzzles.
Like so many Americans right now, Mark Soresso and Lindsay Epstein are spending plenty of time with their family.
We came up to our parents' house in Maine and have been here ever since with my brother, quarantined.
The Boston-based couple is working from home, but stops each night at 6. And that's when family members and the puzzle pieces start fitting together.
To close out a day of work and go to something that feels comfortable in a time where things are not and things are really up in the air, I think that probably provides a whole lot of good feelings for people at a time when they really need it.
Jigsaw puzzles are providing a welcome relief for families looking to pass the time together, and sales are skyrocketing.
See, as we look down the aisles here, we got some people that are getting orders off the shelf to ship out.
Puzzle Warehouse, the largest distributor of puzzles in the country, says its business is up 2,000% compared to the same week last year.
This is just remarkable. You've never seen anything like this.
No one's ever seen anything like this. It's really amazing.
Company owner Brian Way says there are so many orders for the Missouri-based business, deliveries are on a 2-week delay. They've also added 30 employees to keep up with the demand.
It's literally thousands of orders a day. And for a visual, we're shipping out more than a full tractor trailer every day of completed orders.
Puzzlers say it's a great way to step away from all the screen time and get in the game. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
Now, Puzzle Warehouse says its most popular item is the 3,000-piece puzzle. And I think research also shows this helps stimulate your brain, too. So that's awesome. All right, we are going to go to our Sunrise question of the morning. We are asking you at home, what fun activity is getting you through quarantine? We want to see your responses, so head over to our Facebook page, WCBI TV. Later on Sunrise, we'll see what some of you have to say. Now here's Courtney with a look at sports.
In 2020, a warning to be careful with what you post on the internet is commonplace. Mississippi State head coach Mike Leach is having to learn that the internet is forever the hard way. Although Leach deleted an offensive tweet involving a woman knitting a noose, people and players haven't forgotten the tweet and prompted a Mississippi State defensive tackle, Fabian Lovett, to enter the transfer portal. Also prompted athletic director John Cohen to release this statement. Cohen saying, no matter the context, for many Americans, the image of a noose is never appropriate, and that's particularly true in the South and in Mississippi. Mississippi State University was disappointed in the use of such an image in a tweet by Coach Mike Leach. Cohen went on to say MSU has put a plan in place for Leach that involves a lot of education on Mississippi history. You can see the full statement on our website at WCBI.com. It only took 24 hours for the first domino to fall following former Mississippi State head coach Vic Schaefer's departure to Texas. Forward Chloe Bibby announcing on Twitter Monday evening that the junior has officially entered into the NCAA transfer portal. Bibby saying in her post that she came to the decision after long discussions with her family, while also thanking the Bulldog fan base for their support over the last 3 years. After suffering an ACL injury her sophomore year, Bibby returned to the floor and averaged 7.5 points per game for the Bulldogs in the 2019-2020 season. The coronavirus outbreak caused a lot of unusual change to the game of baseball. The MLB can cut the draft down to 5 rounds, and the NCAA has given another year of eligibility to spring athletes. Oddly enough, this might have a positive effect on the competition level in college baseball. Mississippi State head coach Chris Lemonis shared his thoughts. Take a listen.
We keep saying, man, we got a chance to be really good, and then I always follow it up with, I think everybody thinks they have a chance to be really good. So you're going to see college baseball at its highest level in this upcoming year, maybe 2 years, because of the influx of players in the game and the way the draft hits everything. I think you'll see more high school seniors going to a school. So it's going to be interesting, and it'll be very competitive, and we're already in a very competitive league. So it'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure our fans will enjoy it.
Although the 2020 softball season was cut short, Mississippi State didn't need a full season to break records. The Bulldogs finished ranked 20th in the NFCA poll, which is the highest final ranking in school history. WCBI caught up with head coach Samantha Ricketts on what that means for the Bulldogs' future. Take a listen.
We try to look at a lot of this as the positive, and instead of looking at what could have been, where we could have finished, I think we'll take that as hey, there's a goal for us that we accomplished, and how do we move forward from that for next season. Our goal is still to host the first regional at News Park, and that's something that we were I think, on the right track for and that we want to continue to work for in the future.
Ricketts also said that she has begun conversations with upperclassmen that will be returning, saying that so far so good. Every player the Bulldogs have spoken to plan to return. The high school coaching landscape continues to change by the day. Monday evening, Tupelo head football coach Trent Hammond resigned from his position with the Golden Wave. Hammond spent 7 years at the helm of Tupelo football, leading the Golden Wave to a 64-24 overall record and 1 state championship appearance. Since then, the official announcement has come that Hammond is now the newest defensive coordinator at New Albany. Another high school football coach's resignation coming down the pipe on Tuesday. First reported by Dennis Clayton of the Daily Journal and confirmed by WCBI. East Union head coach Kevin Walton has resigned from his position with the Urchins. Walton has led East Union for the last 5 seasons, finding success in each one. Under Walton, the Urchins have made 5 consecutive playoff appearances, back-to-back division titles in both 2018 and 2019. Walton finishes his time with East Union with a 35-24 overall record. That's it for sports. We'll have more for you when we come back. Stay with us.
Good Wednesday morning, meteorologist Vanessa Alonso here. It's going to be another breezy, warm day for us. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds overall, but our southern counties could see some scattered showers and thunderstorms later on today with a high of 84 degrees. 63 for your overnight low tonight. We're expecting a strong cold front to push through, bringing us another round of showers and thunderstorms. We'll be watching it. A cooler day for your Thursday with a mix of sun and clouds after morning storms.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Vanessa Alonso.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on Sunrise. The time now is 5:33. We are waking up to patchy fog and very mild conditions this morning as we're waking up to temperatures in the 60s, some spots lower 70s this morning. You can see the mist and fog very well on our Alpha Insurance Skycam network and on our Durance Pharmacy camera in Vernon, Alabama. The fog should burn off by late morning, making way for a partly sunny day. Temperatures will be very warm as we climb up to the middle 80s with a very breezy southwest wind. Our southern counties could see some scattered showers and thunderstorms later on this evening, but we're expecting a second round heading into the overnight hours. A high of 84 for Columbus and Tupelo today, middle 80s overall. Now, as a strong cold front pushes through overnight, we do have the risk of some strong to possible severe storms with some heavy rain, some hail, and also some gusty winds being the main threats. Of course, we'll be watching it very closely, so keep it tuned to WCBI for the latest. Now, here's Get Fit with another workout segment.
Hello, welcome to Get Fit. I'm Whitney Brown here with Beth Jeffers. We're at the Fitness Factor bringing you some home workouts, things that you can do at home with little to no equipment. Today is no exception. Body weight strength work, and you can find this video and this workout printout at WCBI.com and on our Fitness Factor Facebook page. So let's get to work. We've got body weight strength, so you don't need a thing, just yourself. You're going to warm up for 5 to 8 minutes, but we're going to assume and pretend that she's already done that, and we're going to go ahead into the work. You've got 2 blocks of work, and there are 5 exercises in each block. Again, you can find these printouts at WCBI.com. You're going to do 10 reps of everything. We're just going to show you a few so we can make this quick. Starting with a body weight squat. So you're going to see she's sitting back into her heels. You can even pull a chair up under you if you want to work on your form. From there, you're going to go to a push-up. So you're going to transition to the floor from your knees or from your toes, whatever modification is best for you. You can also do this on a wall if you prefer to do that, so no problem. From there, she'll stand up, and she's going to go into a single leg reach. So now we're going to challenge her balance a little bit. She's going to take both hands out and come back. Good. She can make it harder by just doing one, or she could even reach for the floor to make it even more challenging. But we're showing you basically kind of an option in the middle. From there, we've got tricep dips. So if you have a step, a stair, perfect. If not, the floor is fine too. We happen to have a step here, so she's going to drop her weight down, keeping her elbows back and shoulders down away from her ears. And then she's going to roll. Yeah, there's that floor option. Perfect. And then, look, plank. Just roll over. How about that? She's going to be on her knees or on her toes, on her elbows, or on her hands. Again, finding the option that works best for you. This we're not doing 10 reps of. Obviously, you can hold for 30 to 45 seconds. Now, that's your first block of work. You'd go through that 3 or 4 times, and then you're going to take a break, and we're going to go into the second block of work, which you'll do exactly the same way, but 5 new exercises. We start with a reverse lunge. Let me get this out of your way. She's going to step back into a reverse lunge. Body is tall. She drops her back knee down. From there, we're going to try something a little bit different. So it's a tension reverse fly. So she's going to hinge forward, and she's going to resist her own body weight and slowly, as if she has resistance here back, and then slowly take it forward. And I can tell you that is much harder than she's making it look. That's exactly right. If you have a pull-up bar or you have something where you can do a pull-up, that's also a suitable option for that exercise. Thank you. From there, we're going to go to a lateral lunge. Again, let me get out of your way as you step from right to left, shifting your weight to either side. Self-resisted bicep curl. Again, something different, something new. You're your own tension here. So you're pushing down into that forearm as you curl up. Again, you're really feeling that in a different way than you do if you have a dumbbell. And it's harder than it looks, for sure. And the last thing you're going to do is a walkout. We call it an inchworm often. So she's going to stand. She's going to walk out. She's turning. Walk out to a plank, pause, and then come back up. Again, 3 to 4 times. You've got 10 reps of everything. You can do that from your knees as well. All right. Thank you. Good work. Again, you can find all of these body weight exercises in addition to all of the other segments that we've done. Stretching, we've done some cardio work, we've done some high-intensity intervals. Find those at WCBI.com or check out our Fitness Factor Facebook page. Stay fit, stay healthy during your time at home. Thanks for tuning in.
For more Get Fit with the Fitness Factor, go to WCBI.com.
Itawamba Community College's health science programs are helping local healthcare professionals who are taking care of coronavirus patients. ICC's nursing and surgical technology programs have donated personal protective equipment to NMMC. The respiratory care technology program has loaned 3 ventilator machines. Also, the surgical technology program has donated PPE items to Sanctuary Hospice in Tupelo. Many of ICC's students are employed by North Mississippi Medical Services when they graduate. College officials say it's important to help those on the front lines of the coronavirus pandemic. And check this out, ventilators that are Mississippi made. That's what a team of doctors at the University of Mississippi Medical Center have been working on. So far, they've built about 170 of these ventilators using a garden hose, a lamp timer, and an electronic valve. Now, these ventilators, they would be used as a last resort if the hospital was to ever get into a situation where they ran out of FDA-approved ventilators. The hospital says it has conducted in-house testing and results show this version of a ventilator could work. However, it would only happen if it ends up being the only option for a patient.
Commercially available ventilators are fancier. They do more things, they're a little bit more efficient, but the basic concept of a ventilator is not sophisticated. You need a connection to the lungs, you increase the air pressure, air flows into the lungs, you release the pressure, air flows out. And so the role of this ventilator is if there's nothing else available.
UMMC has filed for an emergency use authorization to the FDA, and that has to be approved before these ventilators would be allowed to be used in the fight against COVID-19. Well, in an attempt to help prevent the spread of the coronavirus, along with social distancing, MEMA and the CDC is urging everyone to wear face masks when going out in public. WCBI's Bobby Martinez speaks to a healthcare professional who says that it's important that everyone follow the new health guidelines.
Before you hit the road, don't forget your face mask. That is what the CDC is asking people to do to help stop the spread of the coronavirus. Brandy Krajewski, Public Relations Director for Winston Medical Center in Louisville, says it is important that people follow the governor's shelter-in-place and guidelines provided by health officials.
By people not taking it serious and not covering their face and not, doing the general hand washing that they're supposed to be doing, the 6-foot rule, the social distancing, and things of that nature, we're going to see more people infected with this. We're trying to, get to a point where this is not as bad as we've seen it.
And for those who may wonder what exactly a mask can do during this time,
basically the masks are supposed to be utilized to serve as a tool to possibly keep those who have it and don't know it from transmitting the virus to others.
And if you are in need of a mask, Krajewski has a suggestion.
The CDC.gov website has a pattern where people can get on there and kind of know how to create their own mask.
In an attempt to shed light on the importance of wearing face masks during this time, law enforcement is also stepping in. Starkville Police Chief Mark Ballard says his department is adding face masks and protective gloves to the patrol uniforms.
Our officers are expected to be leaders. So when CDC says and ask every American to wear a mask and protective equipment, we're going to lead by example. And what we are asking the general public is not to be afraid or scared. This is just a common protection protocol to protect the men and women in law enforcement.
For more information on how to stay safe, you can visit our website, WCBI.com. Governor Kay Ivey is asking Alabamians to tie a ribbon around a tree or a pole in the front yards. Now, she wants the Ribbons of Hope campaign, it's called, to serve as a reminder to pray for our medical personnel, first responders, and our neighbors. Ivey says the ribbons will symbolize faith, hope, and love and prayer while creating unity. Religious leaders from the Montgomery area joined her yesterday morning to create the first Ribbons of Hope tree. And the Mississippi Nurses Association wants people across the state to show support for the heroes that are on the front lines of the coronavirus fight. The group has launched the Support with Red campaign. Members want individuals and communities to honor the men and women working in the healthcare fields. Doctors, nurses, first responders, receptionists, those in environmental and food services. The list, it goes on. Now, you can use red ribbon or fabric to make a red bow and tie it on your tree or mailbox. They even suggest hand-drawn notes in red taped to your window. They also suggest posting positive notes on social media to show your support. We definitely are thinking of all of our healthcare workers in the field. Time now, 5:45. Coming up in just a little bit, Courtney Robb is back with another idea to keep you entertained at home. More Sunrise coming up after the break.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Vanessa Alonso.
Morning. Thank you so much for joining us. The time now is 5:48. We are waking up to some mist and some fog out there this morning. On our downtown Alpha Insurance Skycam in Tupelo, 67 degrees right now, 72 in Columbus with those foggy conditions. So if you do need to head out this morning, slow down and take your time. We have been watching the low cloud cover and the fog form over the last several hours. Visibility is very low out there, from less than a mile to near zero. So allow some extra travel time this morning, and it's a mild start to our Wednesday. Temperatures already in the middle to upper 60s to lower 70s. So we're watching closely one cold front as it's going to be passing through to our north this afternoon, but we're going to be watching this second cold front moving into the northern plains. This is what's going to be giving us those chances for showers and thunderstorms overnight tonight, but our far southern counties could get a little bit of some moisture from that first cold front that could give us some scattered chances of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Most of us will see partly sunny skies for the most part, with a high of only 84 degrees today, so it's going to be a warm, breezy day for us here in North Mississippi and West Alabama. Heading into tonight, overnight lows are going to fall into the 60s, and we're going to be watching that cold front push through, giving us those chances of showers and thunderstorms, some of which could be on the strong to severe side. So here's that first cold front. It's just going to graze us to our north heading into midday. As it does so, maybe our central southern counties could see some heavy downpours, some gusty winds with those showers and thunderstorms as it pushes through really quickly. And then we'll be quiet heading into tonight before this second cold front starts pushing through. Bring in some severe weather to parts of the Tennessee, Ohio Valley region before it reaches us by the overnight hours, something we're going to be watching, so keep it tuned to WCBI for the latest. Cooler temperatures as we wrap up the week, but we'll once again watch a chance of showers and thunderstorms for Easter Sunday. Scott?
All right, Vanessa, thanks so much. Well, if you're looking for something to do, a video game that has been around for a while is bringing our Courtney Robb some comfort while she stays at home. Here's part of Quarantine with Courtney.
Hello everyone, greetings once again from the good old quarantine. Today in the quarantine we're going to be talking about something that you may or may not have heard of. This game, Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is a social simulation game that has been released in a series version by Nintendo throughout the years. The first version of Animal Crossing dating back to 2001. As Nintendo has released different consoles throughout the years, they've also released different Animal Crossings. The reason the game is called Animal Crossing is because you're interacting with animals instead of people as your neighbors. The latest version of Animal Crossing being released by Nintendo on March 20th is Animal Crossing New Horizons. It can be played on the Nintendo Switch, or it can also be played on the Nintendo Switch Lite, which is a more condensed handheld version. The entire premise of the game is to live your life to the fullest. There's no winning in Animal Crossing per se, rather you're trying to build your town up and again, live your life to its fullest. The way you do so is by accomplishing tasks and finishing tasks such as fishing, catching bugs, digging fossils, building your town in New Horizons specifically. I'm honestly embarrassed to tell anybody how many hours I've spent playing this game the last week. Not only is Animal Crossing great because it's allowing you to live your life to the fullest during a time where unfortunately we're not able to do so, it also allows you to escape the real world, even if that's just for a few hours or however long you decide to play. Something great that GameStop has been doing is offering curbside pickup. You go online, place your order with GameStop for whatever you're interested in, and they'll bring it right out to your car when you show up. Just give them a call. Animal Crossing New Horizons currently retails for $60. However, I completely understand that not everybody is capable of spending that kind of money right now. The good news is that Nintendo released an iPhone-compatible version of Animal Crossing called Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. It has almost 5 stars in the App Store and is completely and 100% free. You can also get other versions that work for the GameCube, the Nintendo 64, the Wii, the Nintendo DS, and the 3DS. If you have any of those consoles, you can easily find them on the web. Don't let the cute cartoons fool you. This game is for everyone. Personally, I've been playing Animal Crossing since I was about 9 or 10 years old, and I'm still playing it almost at the age of 24. It doesn't matter whether you're 6 years old or whether you're 64 years old or above, you can still play Animal Crossing and completely enjoy it. We rate things in the quarantine on a scale of 1 to 5 naps. I'm giving Animal Crossing, all versions, a 5 out of 5 naps, which is the best score you can get. So much fun, and it's adorable. If you go ahead and try Animal Crossing, make sure to tweet at me and let me know what you think. Or if you have anything you and your family are trying during quarantine that are making things a little bit easier, make sure to go ahead and let me know as well. We'll see you back here in the quarantine next time.
Heard of that game, but it sounds like fun. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this. Walmart's latest commercial is more of a motivational message than an advertisement.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow.
Well, this started with a group of associates singing the song Lean on Me to encourage each other during these uncertain times. Then others started singing their own version of the song. Walmart was inspired by what was happening, and they decided to turn it into an advertisement. Now, you may remember last week the artist, the man who wrote it and recorded the classic song, he passed away last week. Bill Withers was 81 years old and passed away of heart complications. Such an iconic song.
There's so many people have been doing so many ways of giving hope and, you know, finding positivity in all of this uncertainty right
definitely.
now, Scott.
And such a good song
I
for this time. And earlier this morning we asked what your favorite quarantine activity was to do. So we want to take a look at some of those answers
look at those. Work and sleep. A lot of people been saying.
Some of us still have to work.
Working from home. Yard work and puzzles. I mean, people are trying to do those like 1,000-piece puzzles. I mean, it does make you think.
And I'll say those yard work has been a big one. Like I did some planting.
Yes, I saw that on your Twitter.
Laid outside. Our pool is closed, but I got a blanket and laid out on the grass because it was so sunny last weekend.
I know, the weather was gorgeous. And I've been obsessed on Netflix this past weekend. Watched all of Tiger King in one day.
It's a good one.
And now I'm starting on Ozark. Like, me coming from Missouri, I've heard great things about that show. So I wanted to see what the hype was all about. And oh my goodness, I am hooked.
We'll have to check it out. More Sunrise right after this.